In the late 1800s, in the fall, communities and neighbors would have get-togethers dressing up in scary outfits and pranks. As the century turned, America molded their fall festivities into the holiday as we know now as Halloween. However, Halloween's origins can be traced further back from the 1800s. The ancient holiday we know today started with the ancient Celtic festival known as Samhain, which was held on November 1st on modern-day calendars. This day was held sacred because dead souls would return to their homes. Therefore, people dressed in costumes and lit bonfires to ward off spirits. Curious about the history of Halloween? Hang tight while I discuss 10 facts you may not know about Halloween. Before I continue with my 10 facts, I like to give a shout out to Hanny O. Thank you for being my subscriber. If you want a shout out, please subscribe and your name will be announced in an upcoming video. Number 1. Halloween's origins. The Halloween tradition began with the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain. Samhain is a pagan religious festival derived from an ancient Celtic spiritual lore. In this day and age, Samhain, a Gaelic word pronounced Sah-win, is customarily ceremonialized from October 31st to November 1st. This festival welcomes in the harvest and to kick off the dark half of the year. The Celts feel that there is a veil linking humans in the physical world to the spirit world. The veil is the thinnest during Samhain, therefore, permitting more social interaction between humans and inhabitants of the otherworld. Being that said, it was believed that on these days, the souls of the dead came back to their earthly homes. Therefore, people would slip into costumes and ignite bonfires to chase away evil spirits. Today's Halloween began in the 19th century with a mass exodus of Irish and Scottish people to the United States. As a matter of fact, most of the American Halloween traditions were inherited from the Irish and Scots. Initially, Halloween was exclusive to these migrant communities, but this holiday gradually integrated itself into mainstream society and was celebrated throughout the United States by all social, racial, and religious backgrounds by the early 20th century. Number 2. Halloween costumes. As previously explained in the first fact, Celts celebrated the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain. During this festival, they would wear an assorted variety of costumes. Customarily, a person would make costumes to resemble animals to hide their appearances. They believed this materialization would provide easier communication in the company of spirits and the departed during Samhain. Additionally, the Celts believed by wearing these animal costumes, they would receive the power of that animal, and they could deter any evil spirits who might try to disturb the night. Today's Halloween has become commercialized by entrepreneurs in the 1930s. They began to cash in on this popular holiday through mass-produced costumes for adults and children alike. Number 3. Trick or treat. Since the Middle Ages, the tradition of mumming was practiced on certain holidays in parts of Britain and Ireland. Mumming entailed going from home to home dressed in costume, acting out short scenes or parts of plays in exchange for food or drink. This tradition of mumming mixed Samhain evolved into TA Days trick or treating on Halloween. At first, the custom of souling and guising in the United States were troublesome. Adults and children alike used Halloween as an occasion to prank people, and those pranks often damaged people's property. However, the term trick or treat appeared around the time of the Great Depression. It was known that Halloween would be a time for rampant pranksters. Correspondingly, it was a time for children to collect treats. A child would ask, "Trick or treat," to a homeowner, giving them a choice. Since no one wanted to be tricked, a treat was given, and these treats varied from baked goods, popcorn balls and candies. Number 4. Candy. In this century, candy has been the center of the universe for Halloween festivities, but have you ever wondered why candy is passed out? The answer is traced back to the 1950s. Candy back then was not the handy go-to treat of choice. People would give cakes, coins, fruit or popcorn balls. Candy manufacturers recognize this as a golden opportunity to offer an economical replacement to the tedious task from making baked goods to packaging popcorn bars. Therefore, they package sweet treats. These candies ranged from candy corn to chocolate bars. Safety fact: after an incident in 1974 involving poisoned candy and unrelated reports of razor blades found in Halloween apples, a wave of fear swept parents across the United States. Sealed commercial candy soon became the only suitable or safe option. Today, people still hand out individually wrapped candy as well as safe non-food alternatives like toys or crayons. Please remember to check your children's candy. Number 5. Jack-o'-lanterns. Fall decor is not complete until that round vibrant orange fruit is sitting on someone's porch. They may be lumpy or smooth, tall or short, and some may be beautifully carved. All in all, Halloween and fall is not complete without pumpkins. Correspondingly, these orange fruit has been used to create jack-o'-lanterns. Another tradition brought to us from our European ancestors. However, there is a debate of Jack's origins across the pond. Some say it relates to the portrayal of marshlights named the Wisp of the Willows or to chase away bad spirits with lit faces. However, the most commonly known myth is from the Irish and their tale of Stingy Jack. Twice this man managed to trick the devil out of claiming his soul. However, in death, Jack was punished for his excursions with Satan. His punishment was to traverse the earth with only a lump of burning coal encased in a carved-out turnip to light his way. This story helped develop the phrase Jack of the Lantern or Jack-o'-lantern. Fun fact: people throughout England, Ireland, and Scotland would carve faces into beets, potatoes and turnips. Then they would put them in windows to keep out aimlessly traveling evil spirits like Jack. However, once the tradition arrived in the Americas, pumpkins were used due to their ideal canvas for migrants in U.S. regions to carry on this popular tradition. Number 6. Haunted attractions. Imagine that you are on a dilapidated porch. The light next to the front door is dim and flickering as you enter the house. You enter a dimly lit room, and you see cobweb-covered furniture, and smell a musty odor in the room. Your senses become heightened as you hear eerie noises from around the corner. Then the room becomes silent, and you notice weird shadows moving throughout the room, causing your blood pressure to rise. Your heart is now racing, accompanied by heavy breathing. Then you feel something brushing across your shoulder and you let out a blood-curdling scream. This is how haunted houses, as well as other haunted attractions, are designed to entertain through fear. But why do so many people purposely put themselves in these frightful situations? Let's break down the history of haunted attractions, and how we grew to love them to death. The history of haunted attractions started centuries ago with houses being haunted by ghosts. Mostly these haunted houses were common in older homes with lots of history or with family members passing away on the premises. However, haunted houses did not become an attraction until the 19th in London, when carnival-style eerie wax figures and other frightening spectacles were placed in a home. After that, the concept of haunted houses began to evolve to today's haunted house. Today, people can visit not only haunted houses, but other attractions. For example, some people enjoy a haunted trail in the woods, or evening a haunted building. Haunts and attractions today have become more and more popular. These attractions have become more of a unique experience to visitors. All in all, haunted attractions have one purpose around the Halloween season, and that is to frighten people. 7. Animals associated with Halloween. October 31st is believed to be one of the most powerful days of the year for witchcraft. Spells and predictions were more potent on that day, and superstition paved the way for several new symbols to be associated with witches. Witches were assumed to have familiars, supernatural entities that would assist witches in their practice of magic. They aided in worship, brought messages and ran errands. Normally, familiars would assume the form of animals, and cats, spiders, dogs, toads, owls, mice or bats. Because of this, these animals have become associated with Halloween. The most commonly known are black cats, spiders and bats. First we have the black cats, because it was rumored that witches could make the change at least 9 times. Second is the spider and its web, portraying dark, scary places haunted by creatures of the night. Lastly, bats, who have gotten the bad rap thanks to vampires. Bats are nocturnal and mysterious, but a good majority prefer bugs and fruit. However, the few who happen to prefer the blood of cows and small birds. Additionally, when they only need to lick, not suck, about 2 tablespoons of blood a day to survive. 8. The colors black and orange. The official colors of Halloween have been black and orange, because of their transition of fall to winter associated with that day. Orange symbolizes the warmth of autumn and the last of the harvest season, while black represents the cold, dark, and long winter. First, let's discuss the color black, which is conveniently connected with death. Correspondingly, the Celts used any opportunity to communicate with their departed ancestors, so black was a natural option to represent the temporary thin veil to communicate between the two worlds. Orange, as I discussed earlier, symbolizes the warmth of autumn and the last of the harvest season. Orange is the main color in the color palette of fall colors. Green leaves would change to shades of orange, red and yellow. These color combinations represent the transition of fall to winter. Makes perfect sense. Essentially, Halloween colors represent the comfort and warmth of fall combined with the spooky darkness of the cold winter. Number 9. Witches. Witches have become one of Halloween's mascots throughout the centuries. Originally, they were known to heal the sick through plants and herbs. They were at one with nature. However, after Christianity, the church linked witches with the army of evil, because some people believed the witches sold their souls to the devil and him was its general. They believed witches had the power to create harmful hexes to other people. On moonlit nights they wore black clothes so they could not be spotted doing rituals in the forest. That is why the depiction of witches repeatedly shows them dressed in black. Before I get to the last one, please, remember to like and subscribe to one of my upcoming videos. You may get a shout out in one of my upcoming videos. 10. Folklore, myths, omens and superstitions. Folklore, myths, omens and superstitions have been in the human psyche since the dawn of man. These stories for the past 2,000 years was a reflection of fear into our mortal soul. Sacred bonfires and shaman have given us way of predicting the future and hope for the better. Traditionally, Halloween is a time when common folklore, myths, omens and superstitions carry more weight. Common folklore, myths, omens and superstitions vary among cultures. Stingy Jack and the Jack-o'-lantern origins, crossing a black cat's path, unlucky numbers such as 13 or crystals to bring you luck are commonly known retold during Halloween. Thank you for watching this video, and do you have any folklore, myths, omens or superstitions that you know of? If so, please tell me in the comments below. Lastly, I could use some help getting this channel off the ground. I would love some more subscribers and likes on my videos. If you do become a subscriber, I'll give you a shout out in an upcoming videos.